Hello, and welcome back. Well, this is going to be a video to just explain eyeglasses and sunglasses, frames. Another one of those staple things that I pick up. There's a video 3-4 years ago I remember watching, I don't know what it was, just smaller things to sell that are available all over the place and are typically pretty cheap and have a good ROI, whoever it was. One of them that I saw were eyeglass frames within that video. And that's when I started picking up eyeglass frames. So the savers down here used to, I haven't seen any in a while being 3-4 months, they would have bags of 30 to 40 frames, eyeglasses, sunglasses, all in one bag, sometimes cases. And those bags would be anywhere from $8 to $12 maybe. So I'd buy them and I just then I would end up with 80 or 100 or 200 at a time in multiple bags. And then I just put them in the dishwasher, put them all on the different racks. You can get 60 frames in there. Just rinse it and run it on low temp, and it'll get a lot of that gunk and grime. Some of them, like some of the lettering that's painted on, will wear off. If it doesn't wear off, it's a better brand. It's just made better. So then you have a whole bunch of clean frames, and you can read well because a lot of the gunk is gone. You start typing in the brands and the model numbers or style number or style name, and you start seeing on which brands sell for a decent amount to where it makes sense to either have 50 cents in them or $2 in them. So I would end up with all different types of brands, and there's going to be the common ones. So one of the brands that we know very commonly is Ray-Ban. Use Bosch and Lomb lenses. What I assume it made them a lot better. So being that they stopped then, if you find Ray-Ban with Bosch and Lomb, you know that you're already at a 20-plus-year-old frames. So these are a wood grain. Yeah, okay. So these are wood grain, Bosch and Lomb. You can see this where my finger's at. It's hard to do. There we go. So these are called Cimarron. None of them sold. I've actually had a couple people message me like, hey, I'll give you $80 for those or whichever. I just got them and I'm going to sit on them for a while and just wait. None have sold on Terapeak in 3 years. You could search online and you can find other listings for them for anywhere from $800 to $1,000, but they're brand new. So this would be someone has a pair and they broke this arm, or they broke both arms and they need the frames or the lenses, right? So it's replacement. When it comes down to replacement pieces parts, when it comes down to something like this, I'm not going to take the arm off and just list the arm. The arm, hypothetically speaking, the arm will sell for $100. And you might sell the arm in a year. Just keep these together. Let whoever's going to buy them deal with them. And this whole well, actually, here's these gargoyle, the Terminator glasses. These are the style and the model that were worn by Schwarzenegger and Terminator. Gargoyle. These brand new, they're closer to 300. I have mine listed because they have some stress markings right at the bridge on the lenses. So they could still buy replacement lenses and it'd just be the frames. The frames themselves with no lenses are $200. Replacement lenses, $80 to $200 depending on color. So if you get these for $200, now you got, so it's another one of those that's kind of being sold for parts, but it's still completely functional because the main part of the lenses they're not scratched. There's one spot, I want people to see it on here, but there's one spot right here that's a little more noticeable, but they are still wearable. They're not that brand new look because of that stressing on the lens. So I buy frame, and I'm just going to arbitrarily pick these here. I buy frames. They're going to be anywhere from in that bag. It's pretty rare that I find them any cheaper than 50 cents. They are going to be most of the time $2, give or take some change. It could be $1.50 to $4 to even $5. I don't, that's what they could be priced at. If they're 4 and 5, and if it is a good enough brand that I know, or it's good enough built quality, and if you start getting into frames, eyeglasses, sunglasses, that's a primary, even some safety glasses. And I will bring that up with what I have in this box here. In a silver tone AO American Optics. So with eyeglasses, frames, you're selling them for the frames only. Most of the time, the frames are going to be 20 bucks and more. Even if they're a Terapeak sale of 2 in 3 years for exactly what I have. If I'm doing a Terapeak, I'm doing the exact, because I don't want to spend $2 on something if I'm missing a couple parts of the model number or style name. I want to make sure it's exact. Because if I'm paying $2 or $3 and only 2 have sold of the exact one for $20, that's not $20, $2 invested that I want to sit on. Other, whatever it may be, speaking of Ray-Bans, so I don't know if these are this is a brown tortoise design. See the tortoise shell. This is Ray-Ban. I don't remember how much I have these ones listed at. I don't remember. I'm not even going to hazard a guess. Let's just say that these maybe 3 pair have sold in 3 years of the exact of what I have here. And they sold for over 30 bucks. I'll pay that there's a lot of 3s in that. I'll pay that $3 for these. I'll wait. So the good thing is, with your cell phone, as you're outsourcing, you have not only the light on your phone, the magnifier, you can use the camera, magnify in. It really comes in. So these are, I think, the ones I was referring to about safety glasses. So this is a silver tone AO, American Optical or American Optics, or C8000. So these, they're clean. So they're not like new, which could be a big difference when it comes down to these and brand new and used. So I may have in the listing, I don't know, I may have in the listing that they're like new, maybe below, or they're very good, but way above very good. Either way, they're about 50 bucks. They do sell probably 3 to 5 or 8. I don't remember how many. And as you can see, and I don't have a lot, but I do have a lot. I do at some time need to get a more organized type traying system. So there's a big variety and a mix of brands and styles. And I'm not going to go over all the brands. This isn't one of those top 10 eyeglass frame brands to look out for. That's not this. This is me just explaining to anyone listening on why I pick up frames, because it's another one of those. They could be found pretty much, not as much as media, but they could be found at about every secondhand store you're going to go to. Not often in yard sales. Sunglasses you'll find in yard sales. Another thing about the frames is that you can lock them together after you have so many that sat around and you're like, I just have too many. You can put them together in lots of 50 of frames, just eyeglasses, just however you want to line them up. A lot of times you're not going to get a lot for them unless you have the right tag brand names. So if you have the whatever brand names you want to mix in there. Eyeglass frames, I would want Ray-Ban, Vogue, Claiborne. The idea for the frame and sunglasses video is not yesterday, the day before and the day before that. 2 stops, 2 disc media, and like 12 frames. That's just what they had. If there's not a lot of media, I'm going to, and that's all media minus vinyl, I'm going to go for other things and other low cost, high ROI. So I stopped at these different stores, and so now this is just becoming like a glamorizing of the things I just bought or sourced. So these are Costa or Costa whichever you want to say. And if I remember what they had sold for, I'll say that. But for the most part, for what these were some really, for how many I have here, 9, 10, there's probably 600, give or take, in frames. Actually, they're all, no, all but 2 are sunglasses. So these were $330 something plus tax. These are 60 to 80 bucks, if I remember right. Might be even more. A lot of costs that I get sell for 60 to 100. Another one here are Oakley. I want to say Rickbach. I'm using my phone to record, so I can't read this name, but it's Oakley Rickbach or Backrock or something like that. These are probably going to be, if I remember, these are like 50, 60 bucks. These are, oh yeah, these are the American Optics right here. So this is a straight arm, right? So there's a straight arm and the other type of arm or ear arm. Most people just, or a temple arm. It's called a temple arm. This actually just called a temple. The temple arm can be curved back or it can be hooked. So this is a straight arm. This specific model with the straight arm, the silver, very, very clean. A tad off true. These are going to be like new. So these will be like new. 100 bucks. So I had sold a different pair of American Optics. I forget the exact what they were, but they were like 150 bucks. Here we have, this is a Privé Revue, however. So these are kind of like Warby Parkers, where there's a lot of them made, but regardless of their mass produced, they're still 25, 30 bucks. Here are some Oakley 4+1s. Remember right? Yeah, 4+1 squared. And I have other pairs of these. These are a little older model. Lenses are shot. We gotta clean them up. Yeah, they're scratched and scuffed. So these will be sold with bad lenses, and these are still around 30 bucks bad lenses. And I have 2 other pairs that if eventually you don't sell by around summer, then I'll just put the 3 together. So I have 2 pair of eye bobs. It's another brand like Warby Parker, like the bone ones, Rag and Bone. It's another one of those brands that's like that. They're mass produced, but it's the style and I suppose everything. And these are handmade, is what it's reading in here. These are readers, 0.225 readers. These are still 30 bucks each. Another pair of Oakley. The sound of the lens is correct, but there's different lens materials. See this Oakley here. It has made on the USA, embossed on the in the proper Oakley slanted font. It's on here. There's nothing underneath the sticker. So I'll probably have to look at it a little better or just touch around with Google Lens and find out. These ones I really don't remember how much they were at before. And some Kate Spade. So these are a glittered tortoise brown sunglasses. And these are 70, 80 bucks. So these are Star Wars flip sunglasses. Rainbow lens with regular glasses, non-magnified. Oh, I couldn't find anything on these exact ones. So going to take a little more. So that's kind of the consensus of frames, sunglasses. The point of why I buy them is because they're cheap, couple bucks. It's going to be that at least that 1 to 10. If I'm going to spend $2-3 bucks, they're going to be $20 to $30, if not way more. There are some high-end bangers out there. But of all the listings in what I have, they don't take up a lot of room. They're cheap, they're lightweight, they weigh under 4 ounces. You can put them in, I just buy 6 by 4 by 3 boxes. I want to see the size are. And they fit in there, and you use some, I just had one, just grocery bags. And you just wrap them up in grocery bags, and it stays in the grocery bags, and it stays nice and firm but cushioned. And first class is going to come with insurance. So the moral of this whole video is, if you're really, really, really looking to get into something a little different than what you have now and what you sell now, and you want something that's a great ROI, some take a little while to sell, but you're not afraid to put money in something like this that's going to be negligible to ship. It's going to ship with insurance, and it can be anywhere from 20 to well over $200, and they're readily out there. Frames, sunglasses. So if you like what you heard, like what you saw, feel free to leave a comment, do the thummy thingy upward, subscribe, it's completely free, share. It's easy and it helps everyone out. Appreciate it. Thank you.